Hey, today I'm talking about the dominant 7th chord because there's so much that we can do over this chord. I want you to have plenty of options the next time you're soloing in a dominant context. So for starters, the chord is built with a major triad, a 1, 3, and a 5, and a flat 7. In the key of E, it would sound like this. So there I'm playing E, G sharp, B, and D. And at the beginning of the scales that I think are going to be a direct fit for this thing, at least according to most people's ears, probably going to be your pentatonic scales. But did you know that you can actually use both the major and the minor pentatonic over this thing? Yeah. So both of them have a real natural sound. You've heard it all over the place in rock and blues and country. But what if we want to get a little bit more into this chord and really sound out the note that gives it its character? That flat 7 is missing from both the major pentatonic and the minor pentatonic. The way that we'll get that is to use the Mixolydian Mode. Yes, the Mixolydian Mode is found inside of the major scale on the 5th degree. So if we're playing an E, we would actually be playing the A major scale. So starting from A, B, C, D, E, the 5th digit there, that's going to be our root, our tonal center for getting that Mixolydian sound. That's what you heard me doing at the front of the video mostly. So if Mixolydian is a new adventure for you, check out this pattern. I think it rolls really nicely off the fingertips. We're going to start on 12 with the 2nd finger. So 12, 14, to 14 with my 3rd finger. Next string down, I'm going to go 11, 12, 14. Actually, both the A and the D string are 11, 12, 14. Fingers 1, 2, 3. Now down to the G string for 11, 13, 14. B string will be 12, 14, 15. And the E string on top is going to be 12, 14, 16. So this can sound jazzy, this can sound like rock and roll, and it can even have kind of an exotic sound if you're emphasizing the 3 and the 4 of the scale, and then maybe playing around with some resolution up to the root or even to the flat 7. So a while back, Jan Hammer and Jeff Beck used to do kind of something along these lines. So getting almost kind of that grace note thing happening. So the way that you could start with that is maybe start on the 3rd, go up to the 4th, and you can bend right back to it from the 3rd. Sounds really colorful. So I am a fan of mixing things up. I like variety. Variety's the spice of life, they say. So I don't really just attach myself to one scale, and I recommend that you explore them all and really get a feel for what each one has to offer. So those are the 3 primary that you're going to hear for the most part. But what happens when we want to get a little bit more outside? We want to kind of color outside the lines and do our own thing and really make a statement. Well, I think at the beginning of the list where things start to get a little weird is going to be a mode. It's actually called Lydian Dominant. So Lydian Dominant is the 4th mode of the melodic minor scale. This is a really cool one because we're going to get a lot of the same color that we get from a Mixolydian scale, save for one note, and it's going to be the flat 5th. The flat 5th sounds like this over the dominant. Definitely a strange sound. May bend your ear back pretty far if you haven't heard this stuff before, but stick with it. You might end up liking it like wine. It's kind of an acquired taste. And the more you start drinking down, the more you're going to be hooked and having a preference on the sounds that you like. So if you're scratching your head at this point wondering why in the world does a B melodic minor go with an E dominant 7th, let's take a closer look. It all has to do with the scale degrees that we end up with in relation to E dominant being our tonal center. So playing that melodic minor scale starting from an E root is going to give us the scale tones 1, 2, major 3rd, sharp 4 or flat 5, the natural 5, the 6, and the flat 7. Altogether sounds like this against an E. Perfect fit for that dominant, give or take that flat 5, which for some is going to be a beautiful, strange journey they can't wait to embark on, and for some it just might peel the paint off the walls. If you're looking to highlight these strange new tones, I might suggest this lick right here. Something along those lines will give you all of those strange notes to plug in over a more normal sound. So in essence, adding some tension to your playing where it might have just been too much in the pocket for too long. So what do you think of this melodic minor Lydian Dominant stuff? Is it for you? You gonna try it out? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and certainly if you have questions from this stuff, let me know. We'll work it out together. I'm here for you. So there are, as you can see already, many possibilities when you treat that dominant 7th. We can be right in line and color inside the lines, or we can get a little crazy and color outside the lines. And we're just barely scratching the surface here. So I don't want to overwhelm you in a single video. I know your time is valuable. So I'm going to break this up and we're going to get into some more dominant fun next week. In the meantime, have some fun with this stuff. Let me know how it goes. See you next time.